People are looking to you to lead, and that's the role that you have to step into. Are you prepared for it or not? I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about how God has placed us to be leaders, right? I'm thinking about how literally leadership could look like in any type of realm. That could be on a team, that could be in a team meeting, that could be on a relationship level, that could be on any scale. And it's like God has literally put us in position to lead because he's given us the qualities to be able to lead. And I think that with people looking up to us and people trying to gain guidance and gain experience with certain things in life, I think that it's going to be very crucial that a lot of men and a lot of people understand the power of leadership, And as we're trying to really grow up and we're going through more experiences, we're going to see what that really looks like for us. Leadership to someone could look like them, being on a team and being the head coach. Leadership to someone else could be them being a mentor and telling someone how to get over something and mentally or physically, right? Leadership could be having a business and you're giving online coaching. Things could look different for a lot of different scenarios, but leadership can come down to so many different things. And the question is, how do you lead other people? Now, when it comes to leading other people, you have to question, am I even in a position to lead, right? What do people look to me for that I can give them leadership quality or material or product or information or whatever the case is, right? And as we're trying to, first off, question ourselves if we're capable, we also have to question, do we even lead ourselves the right way? Because like I always say, it starts with us. Do we lead ourselves the right way? At the end of the day, we have to question if we're doing the things that it takes to become a leader. Are we actually working towards the things that we said we would work on? Are we trying to be better financially? Are we trying to be better mentally? Are we reading and trying to elevate and grow to the maximum potential? Or are we just kind of taking life day by day? Because there's no way that you can be able to try to lead someone else when you can't even lead yourself. The same way that you wish that you had that mentor, or you had that person that can help you get to the next level, that's what someone else is looking for in you. So if you don't have those qualities for you to even keep yourself accountable or hold yourself, to a certain standard, those other people are going to be looking for you to do that, and you can't even do it for yourself. So what does that really look like? Leadership first comes from people trusting that you can get them to a certain place or do something for them. So they're able to look at you as, okay, if I listen to Elijah, he's going to be able to help me with my mentality and he's going to be able to help me financially. But if I listen to Joe, he's probably going to lead me and be able to help me in real estate and maybe be able to help me become an all-time football player, right? Who are you looking to for you to actually be led by? That's the first question. Second question is, what value do you have to provide as you're trying to lead? As you're trying to be a guidance to people, what does that look like? What do you have for someone to look at you as a leader? Think about the qualities that you carry. Think about the moments that you have. How do you handle different situations, right? How do you handle being patient in tough moments? How do you handle your tone when you're being disrespected? How do you handle all these different things that can make you a leader? Showing up on time, dressing appropriately, talking properly, right? It comes down to the actions of you to be able to make yourself a leader. And like I said, if you don't look at yourself as that, then how do you expect someone else to look at you like that? You have to lead your life to be able to lead someone else's life. And what we have to realize, especially if we're going to be in relationships, that our wives or our girlfriends are going to be looking for us to lead in that role. Whether that's decision-making or just key moments, right? They're looking for us to lead and to protect. So if you can't make good decisions or you can't hold yourself accountable, then how are you going to be able to hold your wife to a certain accountability, right? They're looking for you to know how to manage money. They're looking for you to know how to be fit. They're looking for you to know how to have certain skills for you to protect. They're looking for you to know how to do certain handyman work or be good with your hands. Or they're looking for you to have some type of leadership quality for you to lead her, but also to lead the family. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with knowing who God has already called you to be. That comes with already walking in the purpose that God has called you to already have. And so whenever you start meeting more people, you start gaining more skills, you start getting more money, you start, leveling up overall, is going to overall lead to the leadership qualities. How do you manage yourself? And that's the question that we really have to ask ourselves. Are we even willing to be in a position called leadership, or are we just really going to follow and to be, part of everyone else's thing that they got going on? Question of the day, man. Are we capable of leadership? I mean, I've asked a lot of questions that you should be going over and say analyzing yourself, but we gotta think about these things. You know what I'm saying? What does leadership even look like in my world? What does it look like for me to be a leader? And then what does it look like if I even have a leader? Do I have a parent that's leading me to be the right way or to live the right way that I should? Do I have a really good friend that I can look at and that can be a good leader for me to make the right decisions? Do I have a good mentor that can put me in a good financial situation or put me in a good headspace situation, right? What does the people around me look like for me to become the best leader that I can be? And that's the decision that you have to make for yourself. So, I mean, this is more so of a questionnaire. You know what I'm saying? All these questions that I ask, these are questions that you need to be asking yourself if you haven't already. What leadership qualities are you capable of? And what leadership people do you have around you? And then think about what makes you a leader. Because that's how you're actually going to be able to lead people and impact people. Have you led a team before? Have you put yourself in a position where you're in a relationship and your girl's like, hey, I don't know what to do about this. I need some guidance. Hey, my little sister comes to me or my little brother comes to me and he's like, hey, I need help. I need to figure this out. Do you know how to lead in that situation? Or is it going to be, I don't really know, figure it out? People are looking to you to lead, man. People are looking to you to lead. And that's the role that you have to step into. Are you prepared for it or not? That moment is coming, especially the older you get, especially if you have siblings, especially if you have, different situations or different circumstances. People are looking for you to be the leader in that category. That's the decision that you have to make, especially at the end of the day when people are counting on you. It comes down to, look, what does my life look like for me to actually be the person that God has called me to be? What type of leadership qualities does it take and attributes does it take for me to be able to call myself a leader? Question of the day, y'all. But like I said, man, we just have to figure it out. And as we kind of sit here and we think about what that looks like for us, we have to learn how to also act on it. And being able to take the right steps is the most crucial part, because we can sit here and we can think about, okay, what attributes do I have and what people are around me? But if you aren't matching what you really wish that you could be doing, then you have to switch those things out. You have to be able to change the environment or change the people or change the habits that you have, to be able to get to that next level, to be able to lead. And if you don't see yourself in a leadership position, then there's probably no reason for you to even be watching this video. But at the same time, there's going to be some position in your life where you're going to have to lead, which is why you probably are watching this video. But like I said, at the end of the day, if you want to be in a relationship or if you want to be in any type of control, you're going to have to learn how to lead, because those people are going to be coming to you. Even to the smallest scale, you could be a restaurant manager and someone's like, hey, let me talk to your manager. You have to know how to lead that situation, even though it's just a restaurant. It doesn't have to be no multi-million scaled business. It's just a restaurant. And that's your role as the manager of that location, to know how to lead that situation. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that, like I said, we're trying to consistently act on the fact that we need to lead and to be in a leadership role. Because that's literally who God has called us to be, is to be leaders. God has literally called us to be in a position where we're able to impact and to lead a congregation of people, or a strong amount of people, I should say. And ladies, I would say be careful of who you're submitting to, because some of y'all be out here just willing to submit to any person that you feel like is a leader or that can lead you in any type of way. And the thing is that not all leadership is good leadership. You know what I'm saying? You think that someone's a leader, but they're the head of a drug dealing situation, or you think that someone's a leader, but yet they're teaching you bad habits, and that's not good leadership qualities. You got to find a man that's willing to lead you in the right ways for you, because at the end of the day, y'all be making some interesting decisions. And so if you're a lady and you're watching this, pick who is going to really lead you, and be careful with that, because who you're led by is a major role in your mentality and in your actions. You feel like someone's a leader, but yet all they do is sit around and they don't really do anything with their lives. Eventually that's going to correlate to you, and all the things that you've wanted to do, all the goals that you've had are going to correlate to being just like him, because he's leading you. He might be really good with his words or might have some leadership qualities every now and then, but if he's not consistently showing you that leadership role, then you got to make a decision. What does that really look like for you to stay, or for you to be able to make your own decision and go find a proper leader? Or are you the leader? And you're in the situation of leading yourself in your own life, you know, that's the other thing, is that sometimes you guys, and this is really for people in general, you try to find someone else that can lead you to carry on in your life, when really you should be leading your life first. And then you find someone else that can be able to help you and to cater to you the right way that you need to be led. I'm gonna tell you guys how it works. Men are led by God, women are led by man, and kids are led by their parents, right? That's the way that life evolves. So if we're trying to figure out, okay, who is leading us? God has to be leading us in our lives for us to be able to become a leader the way that he's called us to be. And then we have to be able to be a leader to the wives or the women in our life. And then eventually you're going to become a certain level of leadership to the kids and the other people in your family. So like I always say, focus on what your leadership role looks like for you to be able to be ready for that role. Because if you're not willing to submit to God, or you're not willing to submit to your wife to be that leader that she needs, then it's going to be tough. But like I said, that's the decision that you got to make, and the decisions that you got to think about. Because if that's something that you're not already thinking about, that is going to be God, man, woman, and kids, then you got to think about, what is your role, right, look like, and who are you being a leader to, and who is you submitting to? Because if you think about it, all three levels are supposed to submit to God, but really one man is supposed to be the leader to the other two. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how households are supposed to be. That's why it's the man of the household, or the leader of the household. It's because that guy or that man has the decision-making qualities to be like, look, this is what we're going to do in my house or in my household. Now, don't take advantage of that and don't become toxic with it, because I know some guys, they hear that and they're like, okay, well, in the Bible it says, no, dude, no. The healthy ways of leadership, right? And I might make a video of that, what healthy ways look like, but this one is more so a questionnaire for you to think about of leadership and what your roles look like for that. So think about these, man, and write them down, or just take some time to really analyze what that looks like for you, and then really start to move from there. And then from then, you know, we'll start acting on them, and we'll start actually walking into those leadership roles and actually being who God has called us to be. But that being said, y'all, this is gonna wrap up the video. Like, comment, subscribe. You already know how it goes, man. Follow me on my Instagram, and until then, I will catch y'all in the next video. I'm gone.